Space, the final frontier. My name is Captain Foley, and these are my adventures. Stardate 2016-02.23. Hey guys, Captain Foley with you again. I had a wisdom tooth pulled out yesterday, the lower right, so I didn't think I'd be able to do a captain's log today, but I can see a little bit of swelling here. It was just one tooth. It wasn't too bad. I felt pretty good yesterday. I know the worst pain is the next day or the day after. Today's not too bad also. So what I want to do is I'm going to do an extra special captain's log for you guys. You guys probably wonder what's on this wall behind me all the time that you see. So I'm going to take you on a little tour of the wall to start off my captain's log with. And I'm going to close it off by getting to your questions and comments. So if you just want to watch the first half and not necessarily the last half because you didn't have a question or comment from the last captain's log, that's totally cool. But when I answer the questions, I always, you get my views on things, so you might want to watch that as well. But I'm just saying, if you don't want to, if you just want to watch this first part, that is cool as well. And for everybody that commented or had a question for me, just stay tuned and you'll see that at the end of this video. All right, so let's get to a tour of the wall, shall we? Well, let's start off with what's directly behind me on the floor. I've got R2-D2 there, got another R2-D2 down here. Underneath my desk are some power tools and a box full of Star Trek magazine. This box up here has parts for my 350 refit build, as well as my airbrush, things like that. Got the interactive R2-D2, paints, miscellaneous books and things. R2-D2 with my captain's hat, provided by my good friend Noel. Various assorted boxes of model kits I need to get working on. There's a tin with the D7 in it. There's an Ambassador class there, a Reliant, Plush Enterprise, a bunch of various things, paints, primers, paper towels. We got R2-D2 and BB-8 plushies here. My little travel kit for my modeling tools when I go over to friend's place to do models. Millennium Falcon. We've got R2-D2. And I'm going to come back around and get to some of this other stuff in a minute, but we're just going to take a peek under here. There's more of my 350 lighting kit and various parts. Paper towel for when I'm doing models. My Romulan glasses I got from ThinkGeek. A bunch of my reference materials for doing Trekyards. These are the ones I use most often, so they're right here beside my desk. And we'll get to my desk as the last thing. And of course a bunch of tribbles. Which, if you've seen the K7 episode, you've seen and heard. So yeah, I'm going to go up to the top of this is my model building table here. Sorry for the shakiness, guys. I currently have my iPad here. Instructions for my 350 scale Enterprise. Also, a little sketch pad where I do some doodles for designs I'm thinking of. This one looks cool from the top. I got to work on the side views because that doesn't quite work out well, but just rough doodles, different things that I'm kind of working on, thinking about. That's a neat little design, but don't steal my ideas. We also have my 350 base, which is finished almost. I got some lights I still got to put in place. These are going to be spotlights shining up on it. The switches and stuff on the side, they glow a nice blue, the power switch and stuff, so it looks amazing. These are my 350 grills, painted the proper purple. Me and my friend Dave mixed that up. It's got that metallic sheen to it, and when they go on, that's the proper color for the grills, is the purple. For the inner grills, the outer grills are black still. All right, there we go. Here's the 2500 scale dreadnought that I'm working on, Federation class. I have actually have somebody, a Trekyards fan, that's sending me a few of the ones that he's built and has primed, but doesn't want to finish. He's not into that kind of model anymore, so I'm going to get those, as well as Aztec decals for this dreadnought. So that should be cool. I stopped painting because of that, because yeah, there's still a bunch of detail to put on that. Also got my Stingray class here, single engine with the weapons pod on top. And I just got sent the Shangri-La class, because Bill Krause is the winner of the model building contest that Samuel and I were judges for. And as a reward, or as one of his prizes, was to get a Trekyards episode done on the USS Shangri-La, which is this one. So I got a little miniature one sent to me for free. From, what's his name? Sorry, Dave Garazzi. So that's awesome. I'll talk a little bit more about that a little bit later, I think. Some of my model building tools, files, things like that. Paintbrushes, putties, glues, sanding sticks, little paint dropper things. Got my Paragraphics photo etch kit for my 350 refit here, as well as my HDA additional decals for it. More glues, things like that. Oh, there's something here you guys will probably enjoy seeing. I showed my officer's lounge and my arboretum for the 350 in the last Captain's Log, so I'm not going to show those again. But in here I've got 350 shuttles that are done for the for my 350 model build. This one's battle damaged, but has the door open. Some work bees, an old rusted shuttle, and a pristine one, and a little travel pod there. So those have been done for a while. Also working on my 350 scale refit here. Just got the photo etch arboretum windows in. It'll focus. So yeah, coming along nice. Doesn't look like much now, but once it's painted, once the putty's gone, it'll look a lot better. If you know anything about model building, you'll know that much. Here's a few of the assorted paints I'm using for that refit dreadnought right now. Move up here, this is a special collector's tin. It's got a 1/1000th scale Enterprise model in there to build, which I am going to be doing as my USS Executioner from Star Trek Online. Got my friend Jim to print me up some custom decals for that, and those are in there as well. Got my Omnibot from back when I was a kid. This is a Tribble container that the little Tribble came in from Loot Crate. It's full of various electronics and things. Some small ships there. Got my Klingon Katinga that's not finished. It's in the process of being finished. It needs to be painted. I got that for $10, as it was already mostly assembled, and the guy didn't want to finish it. So my 350 refit box, my 350 TOS Enterprise box, which is in the next room, it's finished. If you haven't seen it, check out some of my older videos. Just type in Trekyards and 350 scale Enterprise. You'll see a lot of videos on that. We all know that I like the Dreadnought because you see it at the beginning of all my Captain's Logs. I got one at Wonderfest a few years ago, 1400 scale. So that's one I've got to do soon. Also got the Ptolemy class tug. And this is the lighting kit and weathering decals, photo etch from Polar Lights to go with this kit. So the kit itself was $150. This lighting kit and stuff was $200, so more than the actual model. Moving back here, 1000 Our 100,000 Tons of Diplomacy. It's an aircraft carrier poster I got from Wonderfest last year. Range sheet for Battlestar Galactica for target practice. Different Terminators. This is something done by a friend of mine years ago in his art class. He did this for me because he knows I like Transformers. It's painted on canvas, so it's really nice. My Kylo Ren poster that I got at the Toys R Us midnight event when they had the first Star Wars toys from The Force Awakens. USS Enterprise poster, also acquired from Wonderfest. Little Jurassic Galaxy mashup poster from Loot Crate. My huge Lamborghini flag. Up here we got my old models. I did these about 20 plus years ago. My Enterprise A from Star Trek V. My old Connie. And this one I did just a few years ago. It's a kit bash of the same Connie that you see behind it. This is the USS Holmes NCC 221B research science vessel. Transformers, of course, we know I love Transformers. We've got the multi-pass, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. identification. Back here we have the Star Trek 2013 passes from me and my wife. Some Doctor Who villains poster. Decepticon, Cobra, Alliance decal. Various other assorted stuff for model building. I've got some magnets there, some clips. Ooh. Me and Slave Leia. And my favorite character, R2-D2. Got two lightsabers here, Darth Vader's and Luke Skywalker's. Film cell from the movie from Empire Strikes Back. Some cosplay figures there, like cards. R2-D2 keychain, Boba Fett keychain. Hope this isn't boring, you guys. I hope you guys are enjoying this. Star Trek decal. This came with my phaser laser pointer, but I really like the yellow and black graphic there. A Voyager sew-on patch. My Covenant of Primus book is in here. This opens up, transforms. Doesn't really work with the iPad there because this part doesn't slide out properly, but one of my extra cards. I've got a whole set of these, complete set and a bunch of extras, so that's just an extra. Up here we got my favorite jet, the F-14, a Dragon that my son made for me. Various ships, and badges and shuttles. My Captain's Diploma from Starfleet Academy. Another one of those yellow on black graphics. This was given to me by a friend of mine for my birthday. He found it at a secondhand store. When you're the first in color TV, there's got to be a reason. It's an old advertisement for RCA. Here's another another diploma saying I'm a captain. My lenticular, the battle mouse pad. They fire. Of course, you've all seen my iPad that's in the background of every one of my videos. Well, Trekyards videos anyway. You ask where I get my LCARs from. They're generally just apps and or screensavers that I've acquired over the years. Although a lot of times I just do what it's doing now, and I have a YouTube playlist of various LCARs that I just loop and randomize. So it just picks random ones, which works for me perfectly. My USS Executioner badge and ship emblem done by Cal Schnatz Jr. Of course, the Axanar patches, my little Canadian flag, and my Angry Birds Star Wars foam flyers. My son Thomas drew Deadpool for me. Got a little love note from my beautiful wife. And a Stuart Pez dispenser, because I'm Stuart after all. Got Gizmo. Some of my favorite cars. We got the Aston Martin 177. 79. Well, that's actually an 81 Camaro. Actually, that is, I believe, a 75 Camaro with the split chrome bumper. I own a 79, so, and there's a new Camaro in the same style of paint job. So, also F14, best jet ever. My Paranormal Investigations X-Files Division badge. Nerd block, pins, little Megatron gun, Doug Drexler autograph, Stuart Gold Boldly on his Deep Space Nine business card when he was in the arts department. This is a zombie killing pen. Awesome artwork from, it's a series of 3 novels involving the Guardian of Forever. Excellent series. Got 2 little ray gun keychains. One that fires, one that doesn't. Another one of those double cards that I have of the shuttle bay. Here are more of my division badges that Cal made: Command, Sciences, and Engineering or Support Services. I also have a medical one with the Red Cross on it, but these I got at the Las Vegas Convention 2013. The Federation needs you. Die with honor, and we are the Borg. You will be assimilated. Resistance is futile. Moving up here, we have a Batman keychain with a bottle opener on it. Constitution deck plans for deck 15. Awesome, excellently well done engineering details. Stickers that came with my the Mini Mates Enterprise. For the bridge, you got an extra set, so those are just there because I didn't need the extra set. I put them on right the first time. Here's a huge Star Trek bag, but I put the official Star Trek Trekyards on there, so I don't know if you've noticed that in the background before. Here's a picture of me in my early Starfleet days with the crew, and I was a red shirt. Originally signed to the Enterprise legendary crew, and I survived being a red shirt with them, so I deserve to be captain. A few other stickers, panels, decals, ships. Just love that. Stellar Cartography. Star Trek The Ultimate Voyage, which I went to just this past weekend. Empty packaging for my Star Trek Kirk figure. Exclusive. It's actually on this one shelf over here. You'll see that in a second. My Defiant. That was given to me by my good friend Michael Freitas, who did the Romulan Terror Bird also for Trekyards. He had this since he was a kid, or I think since he was a kid. Anyway, he gifted it to me one day. I was very surprised, so thank you, Michael. Down here, we have my 8-bit sunglasses. Different cartoon characters from the 80s. Autobots, Ryan Slave Girl, one of the T-100 chips, Star Trek. This is the original series collection, Art Asylum, when they first came out. Got a coffee mug there. One of the Reaction alien figures. Connor McLeod of the Clan McLeod from Highlander. My Bandai Enterprise lights up, but the batteries are dead right now. You've seen it in some of the captain's logs. These are just various assorted tools and things that I use when I'm model building, pliers and things. And these are also full of just tools and paints. And going up the side here, we've got Prowl, Autobot, Decepticon, NASA, and some Star Trek and Batman. At the top there, we got the Hot Wheels Enterprise D. Refit Enterprise. I've got my cold cast busts. These are just the boxes. The busts are in the other room, but the boxes, the artwork is incredible on them. So we've got Prowl, Ironhide, Soundwave, Wheeljack. Got 2 Optimus Primes and 2 Megatrons. The boxes are back there. Got a little F-14, my mini Cobra Hiss tank, my original official membership card for the G.I. Joe fan club. That's right, I'm old school. We got some excellent Transformers there. Some of the Masterpiece collection. We got Grimlock. We got the Hallmark Megatron that just came out this year. Got Rodimus Prime. Got my Metal Earth Megatron that I built. My Metal Earth Optimus Prime. And my 25th Anniversary Prime. One of them, I have a few. Moving on here, this is what you usually see behind me in Captain's Logs. We got the Skeletrax Kirk and Klingon. Back there's the Hallmark Enterprise C. Here's my Space Seed model kit that I made. Here's my Botany Bay. So I'm getting into my own light here. So the Galaxy Class X, Voyager. Got my Klingon D7 Pewter Enterprise from Franklin Mint. Back here is my ISS Defiant. Here's my 2 Starfleet Battles miniature Dreadnoughts. Here's my Kirk figures and my Trekyards business card. Beautiful Pewter Enterprise from the Franklin Mint. Back there's my Star Trek Federation First 150 Years box. And some various other boxes back there for my 2500 Cadet Series models that are in the other room. This is a Type 15 Shuttle Pod resin kit that I haven't built yet, but it's done by my good friend over at Black Models, Dave Blappy Geertsen. And I've done a podcast, or I've done a video from his shop. He does resin model kits, and an incredible guy. Got to check out his channel. Some more of those. A little Klingon letter opener box back there. Mirror Universe NX01. Some more Skeletrax. We got Little Kirk and Little Data. Kirk USB. Sorry. Hot Wheels Reliant. And the little laser pointer phaser there. Moving up here, we've got Rocketeer, Wolverine, my R2-D2 phone, Bobbleheads, my composite Superman, and the little mini comic. I actually have the original comic as well for that. We got Lion-O and Tigra Thundercats. There's the Rodimus Prime box behind them. Little Space Invaders guy, and a Las Vegas sign, which we got in Vegas when we went to the convention. Neat little sign. Moving up here, we've got Batman. And up there we have the Covenant of Primus box and the Hot Wheels Reliant and Hot Wheels Bird of Prey still in the packaging. Moving over here, we've got my neighbor made that for me. Some more artwork and doodles done by me. A bunch of information, Trekyards related, post-it notes. We've got a Wonder Woman poster, an Olivia calendar. This is Betty Page. Up here we have the Sky Striker F-14 from G.I. Joe. My Adversary set model. Moving down here, of course you've seen this before. My One Company phaser remote. Communicator. Soon my One Company communicator will be there once they release it in April. my sonic screwdriver. Over here we have more ships I've done, as well as a paint scheme that I'm going to try on my executioner. The darker gray and lighter gray pattern instead of white. Got Xena here, got Yeoman in the captain's chair. Yeah, and then we move on to my desk. The desk is rather messy right now, so I apologize. Here's my notepad for my captain's logs, which is a phaser notepad. How cool is that, eh? My Admiral Foley eye patch I did for my Mirror Universe alter ego. Various assorted stuff up here. I got my Andor class ship there. Some little SETI eels. Those are both USBs. Sticks, those Lamborghinis. Lego figures. My little Enterprise that rotates. Got my Cobra Hiss there. My computer, of course. Mouse pad. List of to-do Trekyards things. Look how long this is. Oh, there's more of it here. There's that. Most of those are not checked off. Got my BB-8. Some little Lego or Block World droids. Go focus. There we go. R2-D2, and this is the R2-D2 that you plug into your car. Got this from ThinkGeek for my wife. I just have it plugged into the power bar behind it, and I use it to charge my phone and stuff when I don't use my computer. So yeah, and that's Dot in the background. Dot, making yourself comfortable? Say hi to all the peoples. Anyway, she thinks I'm crazy. Alright guys. Hope you guys enjoyed that little impromptu tour of my space. If you have any questions about anything you saw, you want to see anything in more detail, anything like that, please let me know. I will be more than happy to answer those questions for you. Now I just want to use my trusty notepad and fill you in on one or two little things. New group admins. I've added a few new admins to the Trekyards page because it's getting impossible for me and Samuel to police that because we're so busy. Police might not be the right word. I got in trouble for using that earlier, so I apologize. To help out, to supervise, to make sure everything's going smoothly. And that's Paul Giovanni Jr., Timothy Champion, Cal Schnatz Jr., and Keith Burr. They are all now your new admins, as well as Samuel and I, of course. Samuel and I have final say in everything, so don't worry. If you feel you've been treated unjustly, please contact either Samuel or myself, preferably me. Samuel is usually a lot busier than I am, and I'm kind of the one that makes the final decisions as far as that kind of stuff goes. So if you feel like you've been treated unfairly by one of these other admins, let me know, but they basically have all my rules already. They already know all my rules, so they know what is acceptable and what's not. So, and again, I'd like to thank Dave Garassi, I think is his name, for providing the Shangri-La model. This is 3D printed. This thing, it's incredible. Got a few places where the detail could be a little better, but I mean, not a huge problem. I still got to paint it, of course, and everything, but nice 3D printed model. Both Samuel and myself were lucky enough to have one shipped to us by him, and that's just great. I love it. And this is, of course, the winner of the model contest, so there will be a Trekyards episode done with Bill Krause, the designer and builder of this, very soon. We're just finishing up getting the 3D model made so we can have renders for you guys flying by and whatnot in the episode. So that's what we've been waiting on for that. Bill's aware of that, and we will be working with him very soon to get you all the information you guys need about the USS Shangri-La. But anyway, let's put that away. And let's move on to your questions and comments from my last video. You guys are Like I've said before, you guys are like the greatest fans in the world, and we love you very much. You've really kind of embraced the Commander's Log question and answer period. Gave him some great questions, by the way. I wouldn't mind answering a few of those myself, but I'm not going to jump on his questions. Just not how it's going to work. So let me get this up here. So yes, hopefully you were entertained and didn't get seasick. I hope I wasn't moving too much. If I was, I apologize. All right. Sorry, I should have had this ready to go, but I don't. Give me 1 second. Okay, I could have swore I had a lot more comments on my last captain's log. My computer, I just refreshed it, is telling me I have 6 comments. 6 comments on my last captain's log. My iPad is saying that I have 29. And before that, when I checked my computer just a second ago, this said 16. So I don't know what's going on. I'm just going to read you what I have here. Robert Hayes. I wish I could do the kits. I just don't have the patience or skill, the painting especially. Don't sell yourself short. I mean, if it's something you really are into, something you care about, you can definitely do these kits. They're easy. They are time consuming. They are a little bit of a pain in the ass sometimes. And if you're interested in it, if it's great, if it's subject matter you really like, there won't be a problem. Trust me. If I can do it, you can do it. Analysis of sci-fi. Hey, Captain, it's about time. Promote yourself to Admiral and how Trekyards channel and fan group is growing. Do you guys know if Klingons fought with Starfleet at Wolf 359? I noticed a Klingon ship in a screen capture from Best of Both Worlds on your Ralph McQuarrie concept ship episodes, and thank you for replying to our comments. I'm not sure if the Klingons took part in Wolf 359. I'm sure they did. I'm sure they helped out because they were a ally of the Federation. That's a good question, though. I'd have to go back and watch to see if I could see anything visible. But no, I don't. Offhand, I would say I don't know. But my assumption would be yes, that the Klingons helped us out. Okay, Enterprise H says, I believe Doug Drexler meant growing the U.S. Enterprise like something similar to the Mercedes-Benz biome concept. I don't know. I don't know what that is. I'd have to look that up. Sorry. If you could give one special property to the next Starfleet uniform, what would it be? Special property to have its own personal built-in shield generator, much like you see in Star Trek Online, or even going back to Star Trek the Animated Series, having the environmental suit kind of encase the person. I think if you just had a button on the uniform, maybe one of the pips, and it would, so you could have an environmental suit and a personal shield, so like phasers can't hurt you or whatever. I mean, that would be amazing. Also, some kind of thing here that presented a pop-up holographic display in front of them as they moved. I mean, that would be kind of neat as well. It could be tied into the tricorder. There's so many possibilities. But yeah, those are just a few of my ideas. Joseph Apset. What I never understood is that the Enterprise had specialty kitchens, barbers, and bars. But if you look at any crew complements, there is no crew or officers for these facilities. Do you know why? If you look at crew complement, I don't know if they'd be included as crew. I mean, I'm sure Starfleet and the military does have barbers that do other jobs, I would think. I don't know. Got a lot of Navy personnel out there as fans of Trekyards. If you guys know the answer to that, let me know. Otherwise, they would just be included in the crew complement. They wouldn't be officers, obviously. So, I don't know. They never really specify something like that. David Giglardi. I hope I said that right. Just keep doing what you're doing. I love to watch new episodes, and I'm waiting to hear coverage of the new movie and series when more is available. Cheers from Belgium. Hey, well, hi, Belgium. Oh, thank you very much. By the way, I need to start building my Enterprise D model kit, LOL, and a wall shelf to display all of my ships in order. Well, I'd love to see build progress or even the finished thing when you're done. Send me a picture, send me a video, do something. And my tooth is hurting. It's starting to hurt a little bit. It's a little bit swollen. Sorry. Film Monk Productions. Wow, just wow. I watched Mystic Spenny's very excellent pitch, and wow, what a Fruit Loop. He also got his also got a ton of videos on crazy shit. Yeah, guys, you really don't need him. And then Mariah Sinclair says, just watched it as well, and I think that calling that guy a Fruit Loop is an insult to the yummy cereal. The guy, to use the McCoy phrase, isn't exactly operating on all thrusters, is putting it mildly. I'm not going to comment on that. I'm just going to say, if you haven't seen his videos, go to his channel, Mystic Spenny, and take a look. Make your own opinions. But yeah, I'm not a fan. Baltic 1284. I am still trying to find a way to join the in-game fleet for Trekyards in Star Trek Online. For some reason, I can't. We've been going back and forth. He doesn't want to join Facebook to join the group, Team Trekyards Star Trek Online headquarters. Because if we did that, we could just add him in. He's been... I don't know if he's got in yet. Baltic 1282. Send me a private message with your gamer tag. Something at and then something else for in-game. And I can get a fleet invite sent off to you. I hope it's been taken care of by now. I thought you were in talks with somebody on one of the comment threads about it from the actual fleet. I'm in the fleet too, but I mean, I'm not in charge of it, so... I am in charge of it, don't get me wrong, but the day-to-day operations and adding people and stuff, usually you just go on the Facebook page and request to be joined up, and they add you. But if you don't want to be part of Trek Facebook, I don't know. The best thing to do is just private message me, and with your gamer information, and I will have one sent out, an invitation to the fleet sent out to you, absolutely. Bo Svensson. I thought it might be awesome to have a short video showing the different costumes throughout the decades of awesome Trek. I'm sure that's one we might do later as either a Treknology episode or as a Fact Files. Fact Files are more of a condensed version of our show. So if you haven't seen any Fact Files, we've done a few as pilots for a possible new series should we reach our Patreon goals. I think there's 4 or 5 of them. And there's another one on the way still. We have one on Transwarp coming, which is very informative. But check it out. Type in Trekyards Fact Files on YouTube and check those out. They're in a separate playlist than the regular Trekyards. And it's a different show format a little bit, so you guys might, if you haven't seen it, check it out. You might like it. Daniel Collins. Hey Cap, non-Trek related, but have you seen 787 painted up like R2-D2? Japanese airline have a promotional partnership with Star Wars and will have a couple more aircraft painted up like droids in the future. Here's a video I got from Sydney. Yes, I have seen that. It's amazing. Anything R2-D2 related is amazing. As you saw, if you watched the first part of the video, I've got quite a few R2-D2s around. And this is just the laundry room. I mean, there's Star Wars stuff over there on a shelf. I got another bookcase over there full of Star Trek stuff. That whole wall is model kits and bins of toys that I don't have on display. The other room has other stuff in it, which I've shown off in previous videos. So, yeah, I got a lot of RT stuff. I got a lot of other stuff, and I hope I didn't bore you guys. if you want to see more, if you want to see the other room in the next Captain's Log, let me know. I'd gladly show you that as part of the beginning of the show. So yeah, let me know. Tim Hagura. Hi, hey Captain, I collect baseball style hats. I've been looking for one I noticed you wore on a recent episode and would like to know where you got it from. Thanks, by the way. It's a hat from it's the hat with the Enterprise Command patch on it. Thanks again. I don't have a hat with the Enterprise Command patch. I do have a black baseball hat that I wore in baseball hat that I wore in the K7 episode. It's black. It has the Delta on it, and it says Command on the brim. That I got from ThinkGeek. They have a Sciences one and an Engineering one as well. But of course I'm a captain, so I have the Command one. But there was one that had the NX refit on it that Doug was wearing in the NX refit episode. And I don't know where he got that, but you can maybe message him and find out. But yeah, I don't have an Enterprise one. Sorry. I think that's the one you're talking about, though. Shondis Buddy Guy. Look up Spenny's channel if you haven't already. It's thought-provoking. Yes, to say the least. Gene H. Hey, this is Gene. I was wondering what your opinion is on the cease and desist on Axanar. Will they ever show a finished product to the public? Also, what leaks have you guys heard about the upcoming CBS Star Trek? Even though it will be new Trek, will it just be as awful as the JJ verse Trek? Okay, let's address the first two things first. The cease and desist from Axanar I can't really talk about. I do talk with Alec Peters on a regular basis, and I know it's moving along, and you guys will learn more in the future. It's coming out soon. I think they're releasing their big counterclaim today, as far as I know. He messaged me last night and said something to that regard, so keep an eye out for that today. But yes, I can't comment on that right now, whether you'll see a finished product or not. A, because no one really knows, and B, because even if I did know something, I couldn't say anyway. So, and any leaks about the new CBS Star Trek? Well, nothing specific. There are rumors, very strong rumors now, that it's going to be set in the Prime timeline. So thank you. Also, the show's forerunner now is a huge Star Trek fan and worked on Voyager and Deep Space Nine. And Doug Drexler said this guy understands Trek. So if Doug Drexler's happy about it, I'm happy about it. How would you feel about this new Trek coming out? At last, when will you guys come out with Steve Neal's 66-inch TOS Enterprise for the Museum of Science Fiction? We've already done an episode on that. Look up Steve Neal Trekyards, and you'll see it. And Coyote commented on that and said, in my opinion, it would be incredibly stupid for them to break the old format for the shows. But then again, there's the fact that they won't think the older style will appeal to new audiences, so they'll make more JJ. If we just make everything shoot each other, then kids won't understand anything. Well, take heart. I think that the new series is going to be in the Prime timeline, like I said, but... And yes, look up Steve Neal and Trekyards, and we've done 2 episodes, well, our announcement video with Steve, and then an episode on the 66-inch Enterprise. Did it a while ago. I know he just finished it and it just got shipped off. We haven't done a final version of it, but we talk about his original one that he built for himself and the one he was working on for the Museum of Science Fiction. So definitely check that out. Cuban Writer. I'll try to include a link for that, Steve Neal, in the comments section if I don't forget. Cuban Writer says, when you are holding a small model up to the camera, put your palm behind facing the camera as a backdrop, the camera will focus better. Yeah, I actually knew that, I just completely forgot, so I apologize. You can also use a piece of paper to hold it behind the model. It helps inspire the camera to focus on the correct distance, so thank you. Yeah, that's something I did know, I just wasn't thinking. Happens a lot. John 58476. Hi guys. Have Trekyards ever looked at some looked at the darker side of Star Trek with Section 31 and what ships they may have. No, we haven't, but a Section 31 episode would probably be a great idea. Just talking about the history of the organization, what's known anyway, and as for their ships, well, we kind of talked about one of them, at least in the JJ verse, and that's the huge USS Vengeance. And yeah, so we've done an episode on it, sort of, but a history of Section 31 or whatever would be kind of interesting. So thanks, Windows. Speaking of which, I want your guys' opinion. This is still running Windows 7 or Vista. This is running Windows 8, my laptop. It keeps asking me to upgrade to Windows 10. Should I do it or not? Don't get really technical in the comments section because I don't want to have to read those next time. But just give me your thoughts on that, whether I should upgrade or not. I've heard bad things, I've heard good things, I've heard great things, I've heard not so great things. So I don't know what to do. I do have a few games and stuff that are patched, which I'm sure won't work if I convert over to Windows 10. I also don't want it to affect anything Trekyards wise. So I don't know if I should just keep it the way it is for now. I think that the deadline to get the free update to Windows 10 is June 10th or something like that. So I got to do it before then. I need your opinion, guys. Anyways, I want to let this start back up, and I'll just keep reading. You guys don't need to see all cards. You can look at me for a change. Ow. Stuart Lynn Sexton's Frontier Zone Books. That's this YouTube channel or subscriber's name. Stuart Lynn Sexton's Frontier Zone Books. Greetings, captains. Yeah. Try that again. Take 5. Greetings, Captain. Great captain's log, as usual. I'm always in awe of modelers since I myself have never been very good at it. The combination of my eyesight with slightly off depth perception, clumsiness, and lack of patience when it comes to detailing always turns my awe factor up a notch when I see a well-built model. I know that one of my friends introduced me to some of his modeler friends after our Frontier Zone, that's my own sci-fi universe, projects gets underway. Drooling over the awesome model factors will skyrocket. LOL. Anyways, Captain, modelers rock, and your works in progress will really be cool when finished. I, for one, am also looking forward to seeing both the progress and the finished products. 2 thumbs way up. Thank you very much. If you haven't checked out my older videos, okay, go to the search bar for YouTube and type in Trekyards 350 Enterprise or Trekyards model, and you're going to see a bunch of my old model builds. You'll see my 350 scale in the other room that's completed. It's one of my favorite things. I love showing it off. I might have it in my next captain's log if you guys request it. I'll put it on the model table and have it behind me, or show it off prior, because I occasionally pull it out of the other room, put it on the model table, clean it up, make any touch-ups or any adjustments that need to be made to it. So let me know, guys. Joshua Brown, good captain's log. Thank you. Shondas Buddy Guy, and thanks for reading my comment. Glad we agree, sir. No problem. Like I said, I like to read everybody's comments, even if they're something that I shouldn't really be reading. People just give me advice about how to autofocus things. I mean, you know, you guys take the time to write to me. I want to take the time to give back to you guys and let you know that I pay attention to everything you guys say. Cuban Writer again. If you want to do a Trekyards special with higher production values, costumes, etc., I would totally donate to a special Kickstarter or Indiegogo type of thing for that project. Yes, Samuel and I have considered doing that for the big hero ships for the 50th anniversary, the Legends episodes, that were one of which I'm currently working on. We want to do them in uniform, appropriate uniform. So let's say I needed a Enterprise jumpsuit. Because I don't have a lot of costumes. Samuel does, but he doesn't have all the costumes either. And like his Next Generation one, for example, isn't tailored to fit him properly, because he's, you know, a skinny little Brit. No offense, Samuel. So he would need it altered and tailored. So there's that aspect of it. And then I would need to get the uniform. I don't have a Next Generation uniform. I don't really have a good TOS uniform. I just don't have the uniforms. So, I mean, if we wanted to do something like that and do the whole episode in a costume and kind of a more upscaled Trekyards episode. Would you guys be willing to donate to that if we do an Indiegogo or just a fundraiser just on the Trekyards page, just saying please donate to our PayPal account or whatever? Would you guys be willing to contribute? Because it's not much. I mean, it's like $150 for me to buy the uniform, like $100 to have Samuel's altered, things like that, and we would love to do it all at once to get all the uniforms, but that's not really something that would be practical per se. I mean, if we need to break it up and before each episode films, just do a specific fundraiser for that one, a costume or whatever. What do you guys think? What would be the better way to do that? So if you could just let me know your thoughts on that, I would greatly appreciate it. All right, so Karakov. I was very gruntled by this captain's log. Love the models. I used to love doing these designs when I was a teenager. Wish I had time and space to do them now. Keep up with the great work. Now, he didn't say disgruntled. He said gruntled. And I posted a status on my Facebook about that yesterday, saying, or 2 days ago, saying I didn't know that the opposite of disgruntled was gruntled. Gruntled actually means happy, satisfied. So a gruntled worker is a good worker. But all you hear is disgruntled all the time. So kind of gives it a bad connotation. But thank you very much for those kind words. All right, Empyrean Frost. What is your favorite Deep Space Nine alien? My personal favorite is Garrick, because Taylor's spy. Can't wait to see any more Klingon ships you're planning on doing in an episode. Yeah, we've kind of realized that we've done a lot of Federation ships back to back, especially like mission briefings and stuff. So we have filmed a few now that are different aliens races. And Klingons, there's a lot of interesting Klingon FASA designs and Starfleet Battles designs that we want to take a look at for either mission briefings or full episodes. So we wanted you guys to know that we have more coming that way. Romulan, cool FASA ships, Romulan ships, things like that. So definitely a lot of cool stuff going on. And we're going to kind of, we don't want to steer clear of Federation ships because that's the main bulk of what there is out there. But we want to mix it up a bit and have like an alien, then a Federation, then an alien, maybe a Federation, then, you know. So it's kind of a thing, right? And as for my favorite Deep Space Nine alien, I'd probably have to agree with you. Garrick is like one of my favorite characters. So either that or Wei-Yun. Wei-Yun's awesome. So is Gul Dukat. Man, I don't know. There's so many good ones. Deep Space Nine's a great show, and it's hard to just pick one or two favorite things for something like that. Captain Lokiwa. That person's comment about our big boom in technology revolution just reminds me of Voyager's episode Future's End, parts 1 and 2. I never thought of that until you read the comment. I got glasses almost a week ago. Apparently I'm nearsighted. So am I. These are progressives, so very far, mid-range, and close up. I'm old now. They're like Invisaligns, but I'm getting old. Model building is stress on the eyes. So apparently I'm nearsighted. Soon I hope to continue my design concepts. I got one done and started the other one, then realized I love a recent ship, so I'm going to keep that in my own little Disney vault. Ha ha ha. But seriously, now I have to restart on the second ship that I want to show you all. By the way, Mon Capitaine, do you think that at the beginning of Generations it should have been Chateau Picard instead of Dom Perignon? I know it's a tradition to use something like Perignon, but it would have been a nice tongue-in-cheek reference. It would have been cool to kind of see a Chateau Picard floating across the screen instead of the Dom Perignon. But, like you said, it's tradition to have the Dom Perignon. So I think if there was a Chateau Picard flying across the screen, people would have been kind of pissed off. Considering I was also the Enterprise B. I mean, if it was christening the Enterprise E with Picard as the new captain, I would have the Chateau Picard flying across the screen absolutely 100%. That would make more sense. But since it was the B, and I just think it's better that they use the Dom Perignon. Anyway, guys, that's it for this Captain's Log. Like I said, I showed you a lot of stuff. I asked you a bunch of questions. You guys asked me a bunch of questions. many of which were not as interesting as Commander Cocking's questions that he got. I would love to, I'm waiting to hear his next one so that I can hear his answers to those. But yeah, send me some good questions, guys. I mean, not that your questions aren't good, they are good, but I find lately my questions are grounded more in reality than they are in the Trek universe, asking me things about what I think about the Trek universe. So I don't know if we can mix that up a bit, because I know we started off pretty strong having good questions with Trek universe stuff, but every now and then they show up. I kind of like the format the way it is. I don't know. I'm just complaining for the sake of complaining. So anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed the tour of Trekyards command over here. Yeah, if you have any questions, saw anything you liked that you want me to speak longer on or show more of, or if you want me to show off the collection in the other room for the next Captain's Log, whatever, let me know. I'm going to try to do these Captain's Logs more often, because the shorter the fewer comments there are, the more time I can take to show you extra stuff, as well as address your comments. So if I let it go for 2 weeks, the comments pile up and it's just not good. So I think I'm going to do more of them, but that being said, I say that all the time and that never happens, so don't count on that. I'm just going to get to them when I can get to them. And you're lucky today, because like I said, with this wisdom tooth out, I got this swelling right here. You can't really see it, you can feel it though. And all this talking's kind of ouched it. Although I do have good pain medication, so I do feel good. So, and it was just one tooth, and the extraction wasn't bad. So he started asking me whether I snore, and asked me about my sleep apnea and my CPAP machine, and that's the last thing I remember. And then I woke up and I felt great for the whole day because it was all numb. And then the freezing wears off. You get that tingly pinprick sensation for that you can't stand. It just holds on to the very end, and it's like in your tongue. And so that was the worst part of my day yesterday. And then today's not so bad. I don't think there's going to be a lot of pain, a lot of swelling. I think it's going to clear up pretty quick. So I'm lucky that way. So and I want to thank you guys for all your well wishes and stuff that you sent me yesterday in regards to my surgery. Because it is surgery considered. But thank you guys, I'm feeling okay, and taking time off work for this tooth, so I guess it's Trekyards time. It's still work time. I get to sit down here and research stuff for you guys. Not that I'm complaining, I love doing it. It's gonna be a productive day, I think. Anyway guys, this is Captain Foley signing off. I will see you all very soon. Bye, guys. Ask me good questions. Come on now. You know you want to.